Want to get on to the Jaguars?
Yeah, we can get on to the Jaguars. Obviously, they had the worst record in the NFL last year. Drafted Trevon Walker first overall. Um, but they did get rid of their head coach. They no longer have Urban Meyer, and I don't even know what that whole last year with Urban Meyer was. But they brought in Doug Peterson, former uh, NFL Super Bowl champion head coach, and they made some moves this offseason. I guess we could say they brought in Christian Kirk to a fairly wealthy contract. No hate on Christian Kirk for getting that contract, but it was quite the contract. I think we could all say.
Just go watch the TikTok if anybody sees this. Go watch the TikTok.
Yeah, make sure you go and follow us on TikTok at the Final Pick Pod. Um, but I mean, at the end of the day, Christian Kirk is a decent receiver, though. He's a quality receiver. He's not worth the what was it, third most for a receiver at the time
He was six.
signed it, but
Six.
six. Either way, he shouldn't be close to that number. But he is still a quality receiver that will help the team nonetheless. They have Marvin Jones. They signed Zay Jones. I'm actually a Zay Jones guy. I kind of thought that he was a bit underrated with Vegas last year. Don't think he's going to necessarily break out to a top tier receiver, but I think he saw a guy that would be able to help. Um, they brought back Cam Robinson. They signed Brandon Scherf to contract. Do you remember how much he got paid?
He got paid 16.3 a year.
16.3. So they're beefing up the O line to help out Trevor Lawrence. And they're getting Travis Etienne back, who was out all last year. And I believe he's going to be ready for preseason. I think he's already practicing, right?
Yeah, he's ready. No, Etienne's good and running, and then they also have Robinson.
He's going to be out to begin the year, I believe.
Yes, he is. And another dumb signing in Evan Ingram. I mean, I guess it's dumb, but at the same point, at time it was a 1 year deal, so there's no risk in it. But
yeah, I don't think it's. There's no such thing as a dumb 1 year deal.
yeah, that's why I took that. I rescinded that, but I like Dan Arnold, so I don't know why they would have done that. But that's just me.
You can always have two tight end sets, but
Yeah.
overall, I mean, I am excited for the offense. I'm excited to see what the offense can be. Trevor Lawrence, whatever that season was last year, Trevor Lawrence, I just threw it out the window, right? I
Peyton
don't
Manning,
care.
baby. Peyton Manning.
He threw like 30 picks his first year, but
My point exact.
but I mean, Trevor Lawrence though, he showed a lot of flashes, especially down the end of the year, like that last game of the year against the Colts. He showed a lot of flashes of what he could potentially be. I remember one play in that Colts game, he threw a touchdown pass to Marvin Jones, which was just a crazy play to get out of the pocket and a crazy throw at the back of the end zone to Marvin Jones. We see these flashes from him now. Maybe he could be a little bit less reckless with the ball. Maybe I mean, like I said, I threw away last year. There was just so much going on. But I mean, Marvin Jones is still a decent receiver. Like I said, Christian Kirk is a quality receiver. You do have receivers like Ingram and Arnold and Zay Jones. And then, I mean, Etienne, I've heard he can get some looks in the slot. Obviously, they have chemistry from before. James Robinson is a good running back in the NFL. Overall, there's some pieces in the offense. They still need to find a way. I'm not going to say they do it this year to get a true number one receiver on the team. But there's pieces there for him to work with, which I'm just excited to see how he looks this year with a competent head coach.
Yeah. I'm kind of just pissed at the Jaguars. I really am, because you have probably the best quarterback prospect in the last 10 years. Would you say? It's
Not
got to be
10
up
years because Andrew Luck's been the last 10 years, but
there. I mean, Trevor Lawrence was up there. I think Trevor Lawrence was more coveted than Andrew Luck, to be completely honest.
oh
I'm not saying he was
no,
better.
no.
I think so, personally.
J-
The man didn't
just
even came in second place for the Heisman. Just saying. Listen.
don't forget there's multiple teams chanting "suck for luck" and wearing out to games.
Yeah, and we also had Tank for Tua from 20 other teams. Look how that ended up.
There wasn't that. Trust
Just
me.
listen. Trevor Lawrence is going to be fucking good. And I don't know how I believe his name is Trevor Balky, their GM. I don't know how he goes out there and he has all this cap room and the number one pick, has all the resources in the world to build around Trevor Lawrence. And you go and get Christian Kirk, Zay Jones. I don't hate Zay Jones either, but the role he's going to be in, he's going to be wide receiver 4 or 5. He's going to be a rotation guy. I just don't. And Evan Ingram, I don't see, like, that's not the pieces you need. You replaced Andrew Norwell with Brandon Scherf, which I'm okay with. That's the only contract I'm okay with. but he's more of a run blocker. Like I don't understand what they're doing, and then they waste the rest of their money on how do you pronounce the last name, Olukun from the Falcons. That's not a
Oh yeah,
terrible.
for Asada.
He's gotten better. Yeah, he's gotten better and better every year, so I don't hate on that. But like I don't know what that GM is doing. He shouldn't have a job. I'm being completely honest. Like it's it bothers me how much money you had, how many assets you had, and then you reached for a guy in Trayvon Walker, who, don't get me wrong, I think he's gonna be a great player, but I mean it's a reach because there's Hayden Hutchinson there. I just don't like their draft whatsoever. I don't like their signings whatsoever. I think they had one of the worst off seasons. They had the worst off season most likely, and I don't think they're going to suck. I think Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson are going to click, but that's the only reason this team will win games, not because of their signings. I think Olukun makes an impact, but that's it. Like Christian Kirk's going to be solid. I never said Christian Kirk was ass. It's a bad contract, but he's a solid player. But I mean, I don't know. In my eyes, Marvin Jones is better than him. So you have Christian Kirk, wide receiver 2, $18 million a year. Zay Jones, wide receiver 4 behind Chenault, most likely, $8 million a year. I don't know. I think they completely botched this offseason, and they need some new management. But as far as Peterson and Lawrence go, they'll end up third in the division, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Christian Kirk's going to be the wide receiver 1. I mean, you pay him that much, he's going to be a wide receiver 1.
No, he is. I'm just saying.
I think he probably is at this point a little bit better than Marvin Jones. Once he's on that team, I think he'll be a little bit better. And I agree, the front office needs to go. But I mean, there were some pieces on defense I did like. They brought in Trayvon Walker, who wasn't the best player in this draft, but he's still a good player nonetheless.
For sure.
They brought in Devin Lloyd, who had some injury concerns, I guess. That's why he fell in the draft. But he's still a great pickup for them. They also liked they brought in Chad Muma in draft as well. I think that's going to be a very solid linebacker duo. And like we said, they have Fuyosade Olukon. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, Walker next to Allen. That's going to be a nice D-line duo. They got Malcolm Brown as well. And then they got some nice corners that's just sitting there, right? Oh, they also got Chison.
You got Tyson Campbell and you got Shaquille Griffin.
Yep, they also got Darius Williams from the Rams.
Safeties
could use some work. They got Andre Cisco and
Travis Wingard.
Didn't they get somebody also?
They signed another safety. I don't believe so. They could have. I mean, they were just throwing money at everybody, so it's very possible.
I'm gonna check their depth chart real quick.
Yeah, but Wingard's dog shit. That's a special teamer. Like the safeties are. I don't care what you say. Wingard is dog shit.
They got Rashawn Jenkins.
Who?
Rashawn Jenkins from the Chargers.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they just signed him or not. But
wait, he was on the team last year.
He might have been on the team last year. That's their.
Yeah, he was number 2 with the Dreads, right?
I'm gonna check real quick to see.
I believe he was on the team last year. He was decent.
He was on the team last year, but he did get hurt at the end of the year, like towards the end of the year.
Gotcha. But yeah, no, that defense is just decent corners, decent front seven. I think they drafted well in that department. The linebackers, I love Muma and Lloyd, but the safeties are bad.
Yeah, I get safeties, probably fix up the interior of that D line a little bit, but overall, there's pieces everywhere else on that defense. I mean, the defense was pretty bad last year. Hold on, where were they ranked? They were ranked 28th in points per game, 20th in yards, and they were last in the NFL in forced turnovers. So force some more turnovers, maybe some of those defense stats look better. They also were worse in offensive points per game last year, so score some more points and the team might be better. They were the worst team in the NFL for a reason, nonetheless. But there is potential there. They are young. I'm not the biggest Doug Peterson guy in general, but he's going to be miles ahead of what Urban Meyer brought for the Jaguars last year.
Urban Meyer would watch James Robinson, the guy that's basically carried their whole offense the whole year, fumble a ball and would bench him for his college running back in Carlos Hyde for a whole game. Like that coaching was so fucked up. The guy is an idiot. Remember when he went into like week 2 and he's like, man, every player here is like a real like equivalent to a really good college player. Like, what the fuck? Did he just? I heard that. I'm like, did he really say that? That's the reason why they're there, Urban Meyer. They got drafted by the percentage of people getting drafted is very slim. So no shit.
Yeah, that was a saga.
That was a
To
mess.
say. Yeah.
Kicking your kicker. How ironic. Like this guy's a.
Yeah, isn't he suing him or something
Yeah,
like
I
that?
think Josh Lambo definitely did something. I heard about it. I don't know what it is exactly. But I think he is suing him.